Morning to you all. I am so happy to have the opportunity to spend with you all this morning and to offer you the tools and resources that you can utilize to live your life like it's golden. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very precise definition of what stress is. And this is a quote by Eckhart Tolle. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Eckhart Tolle, he is a spiritual philosopher and an author who wrote the powerful #1 bestseller back in 2007, I believe, called The Power of Now. His definition of stress is caused by being here, but you'd rather be there. So in other words, stress is being in a situation, at a place, at a time that you'd rather not be. You'd rather be somewhere else, away or removed from that stressful situation. Stress ain't no joke, folks. And so that's why it's so important that we need to do things to minimize our stress levels. And one of the best cures for that is joy, to release and unlock that potential for joy that we all have. Now, I'm going to give you a definition of play. And I'm doing this because play, or being playful, is one of the tools that we can use to unlock that joy, to release the stress in our lives. And play just simply means to engage in activities that are positive and make you feel good, that are joyful. Here's a definition of play, and this is by Bernard Shaw. And Bernard Shaw was also an author, as well as a political activist in the late 1800s and early 1900s. So this is what he has to say about play. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And I just think that that is just so insightful. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and explain to you the benefits and why it is so necessary that as adults, we continue to implement, to bring joy and playfulness into our lives. So, #1, playing relieves stress because it releases endorphins, a feel-good chemical that can temporarily relieve pain. It also improves brain function. Playing board games like chess, checkers, and puzzles wards off stress and depression and invites social interaction. It also stimulates the mind and boosts creativity. Young children often learn best when they are playing, a principle that applies to adults as well as children. You'll learn a new task better when it's fun and when you're in a relaxed and playful mood. Play can also stimulate your imagination, helping you adopt and solve problems. It also improves relationships in your connection to others by sharing laughter. Fun can also foster empathy and compassion, trust, and intimacy with others. Play doesn't have to include a specific activity. It can also be a state of mind. Develop a playful nature, which can help you loosen up in a stressful situation. Break the ice with strangers, make new friends, and form new business relationships. It also helps to keep you feeling young. So another thing that I want to add here, the difference between adults and children is that children on average smile about 27 times more during the day than adults. Children on average smile about 400 times within a given day, whereas we as adults, we're lucky if we smile, if we can squeeze out 10 to 15 smiles during the course of an average day. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, it's important to smile. Something as simple as smiling helps to boost the immune system, which promotes good health and a sense of well-being. And that's not to say that we're going to all, walk around like Cheshire cats, but even sometimes just the simple act of smiling rewires the connection in your cells so that it does give a boost, that stimulation that the immune system needs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a technique, a very playful technique, and one that I enjoy and that I'm sure you will too, is playing with balloons. Now, I don't know when the last time it was that you played with a balloon. I know most of us can remember playing with balloons as children. And maybe if you have children or grandchildren, the joy of playing with balloons when you're setting up a party. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate to you balloon play and the benefits of playing with balloons. Now, so let me go ahead and grab a balloon here. All right. Now, this balloon has a lot of helium in it. So if I hit it, it's going to go away. But I'm going to explain the benefit to hitting or playing with the balloon when it's up in the air and it comes back to you, or you're playing with somebody and they're hitting it back to you. But one of the psychological benefits to playing with the balloon is because it develops that hand-eye coordination when you're playing and you're hitting it back and forth. Also, because of the lightness of the balloon, it equates in your mind when you see that balloon lifting in the air when it's floating. It's almost as if you associate it with relief, lightness, relieving the burden of whatever challenge or stressful situation it is that you are in. When you tap that balloon and you see it floating up into the air, it's almost as if psychologically and spiritually your stress levels are being reduced. I chose that blue balloon because blue represents peace. So there's also the idea of color coordination and using color therapy as a mode of stress relief as well. Now, here's something that many of you may not be aware of, and some of you may be. But there are also benefits to blowing a balloon. For example, let me show you this. By blowing into a balloon, let me explain to you some of the physical benefits that this does. Okay, that was the balloon, y'all. That wasn't me making that noise. So by blowing into a balloon, it helps to improve your breathing by increasing oxygen levels to the blood. It also helps to improve your posture because you're standing straight. You cannot blow into a balloon and have all the air filter down into that balloon when you're bent over. So because of that, because of the natural structure of blowing into a balloon, you have to stand straight, which helps to improve the posture. I don't know if you all can see, excuse me, in this demonstration, but it does help to improve your posture, which is so important because It exercises the lower back. The less air there is in the lungs, it causes the diaphragm to be less effective in terms of supporting your lower back. So by blowing into a balloon, you're also improving your lower back. It reduces fatigue and shortness of breath. So if someone is, say, hyperventilating or having difficulty breathing, if they blow into a balloon, it's going to help to stabilize and normalize the breathing. It also develops the respiratory muscles, and this is important for people who are smokers or asthmatic, by blowing into a balloon. If a person is having, say, going into an asthmatic attack, this will help to improve and normalize their breathing. It also is a temporary pain reliever as well. So y'all, there's lots of benefits in terms of blowing into balloons. So when you get a chance, grab one, and I'm sure that you'll appreciate those added benefits.